What is going on, everybody? Yvonne here, and today we're going to go over the top 7 ways on how to make your sales funnel convert in a much better way. Lots of times I hear folks that they've tried so many different things, but nothing seems to work. And even though sometimes it feels like that's true, the solution might be right in front of us. Whether you guys are just starting out or you guys are a seasoned pro, a lot of these tips can benefit you guys in many different parts of your guys' journey. And a good platform to show all this is going to be ClickFunnels, because they're going to be a marketing leader when it comes to creating highly customizable funnels and actually converting you guys as clients. Thus, if you guys want to try out the platform and see exactly what it's all about, there's going to be an exclusive link down in the description for you guys to get a free trial of the platform. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the first strategy that you guys gotta implement is having a piece of content or information that people cannot resist from. And here's what I mean. Even though that initial opt-in button can seem free, lots of times people are trading in their information, their email, for an exchange of a piece of information they're actually getting in return. Thus, whatever you're offering has to be irresistible. And here's what I mean by this. You got to really know who your target audience is. So here's an example. Let's say you're a student and you're taking some sort of chemistry class and you're really stuck in a problem. If you guys go ahead and plug that problem into the web, right, you might find an answer on Chegg. But lots of times that solution is going to be grayed out. You guys can probably bet that depending on which stage of the semester you are in, lots of students are actually paying for that solution, because that's making their life a lot easier and it's going to improve their grade tremendously. So in this chemistry student example, there's going to be a clear target audience. There's going to be a clear problem and there's going to be a clear solution. Thus, you got to think about it the exact same way when it comes to your guys' business. So it doesn't matter what we're selling, our solution has to solve some sort of pain. Whether you guys are trying to grow your social media agency or you're trying to grow something on a consulting end, right? We need to think about what type of value can you provide on a client inside of this funnel that can actually make them convert, or in this case, actually provide their email and phone number. So here's an example of a funnel. Let's say I'm a media agency. And in this case, let's say I work directly with B2C brands, business to consumer. I can have a file of 10 videos that blew up viral on TikTok and Instagram. And if you go ahead and input your guys' information, I can go ahead and give you a full plot of them and see exactly how we made them successful. That information is going to be really valuable to a business owner, because a lot of times marketing is going to be really hard to crack. And you know how the saying goes that sales fixes everything. So we're taking the problem with not having enough customers and we're trying to fix that through giving 10 successful case studies and see exactly how they've done it. And once we've provided that value to our client, we can go ahead and nurture those leads through various different ways. And that ties into the point that I was trying to bring earlier, because you guys are providing so much value up front, so you guys can actually nurture leads further, and that way you can actually convert them to become your customers later on. So right over here in ClickFunnels, you guys can actually see this is an example of a specific funnel. You guys can have various call to actions when it comes to whatever you guys are offering. And if we scroll down, there can be various things through videos or text or PDFs that we can actually offer for our customers to get some value from. Again, this is going to be very business dependent, but something that's really cool about ClickFunnels is that they provide you guys with information on exactly what the person clicked on. And that can make or break your guys' marketing efforts, because with that information, we know exactly what we should double down on and what we should eliminate. And the strategy number 2 that we're going to talk about is using really creative headlines. And here's what I mean by this. A lot of stuff out there is just so generic nowadays. Like, think about it. Whenever you go out anywhere, right, it seems that a lot of the marketing is just the same, but the marketing does really well is going to be the one that's going to be the most unique. Not sure if you guys are familiar, but this specific painting, which is literally black square, is selling for $60 million. And look, I bet a lot of you guys can draw a black square, right? That's not the hard part. The creative genius here behind this specific artist is that they did something that no one else has done before. And that's how your marketing efforts gotta be. So if we're utilizing these creative headlines right over here, that's gonna be the very first thing that people are gonna see. So what I would personally do is have different headlines here for different reasons and A/B test them. And what I mean by A/B testing is having 2 of the exact same version of the funnel and putting them against one another. That way we can really see if that specific headline actually did any damage. And all the information about that specific funnel is listed right over here on the left hand side, so you can really see its performance. So here's how I'd go about that specific A/B testing. All we gotta do is just press the 3 dots right over here, split test the page, and we're gonna go ahead and duplicate it. In here, we're giving 50% of the traffic to our original page and 50% to the test page. And right over here on the right hand side on our test page, What I would personally do is just change that specific headline and see exactly what is working versus what is not. But at the end of the day, you guys' headline has to be really enticing, because that way it'll actually motivate people to click on it and actually scroll through you guys' content. Because if your guys' headline sucks or is just not exciting enough, no one's gonna look through your content and you're not gonna get more sales. And that's why it's such an important part of the equation. Now, coming in at number 3, something that a lot of people forget about is whenever someone actually goes through your entire funnel, we actually need to thank your specific customer. And the best way we can do that is to actually provide value to them. Now, from my experience, what works really well is hosting some type of webinar. Because look, at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we all want to feel that sense of community. And having a webinar can do a really good job with that. So to add that webinar, what I would personally do is just press the plus button right over here, add page. And on the thank you pages right over here, again, you can choose one of the templates. But once we choose that template, you can go ahead and add it in there. It can be a link, it can be a video invitation. However you guys want it to look like, you can actually easily modify it within the page builder. But having that webinar is going to do wonders when it comes to building a community around you guys' brand. Now, coming in at number 4, we got the upsells and cross sells. Now, the reason why that's important and a lot of people forget about it is because at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. Think about it. If someone's already going through you guys' checkout process, it's a very high likelihood that they want to buy something else, especially if it solves their current problem. Thus, based on specific triggers that got activated when a person was going through that funnel, the more specific we can actually have that offering, the better it's going to be, right? Nobody likes something that's going to be very generic. So we want to offer something that's going to be very tailored to our user. And I know this is not a unique strategy, but you guys will be so surprised how many people forget about it. They have their one offer that they're pushing really, really hard, but they forget about all the money they're leaving on the table. So what I would do, like I showed you guys earlier, I would have an A/B test and see how many people really fall off the wagon there and how many people really buy. But this can be a really great way to increase you guys' average order values. And similar to this, coming in number 5, you guys must keep the buyer loop active. Now, here's what I mean by this. Whenever someone's actually utilizing you guys' course or a product, we want to monitor that as much as possible. The reason why we want to do that is if we're seeing them use a product a lot, we want to cross-sell something else, because that way it can solve another part of their problem. Software companies do this all the time, and they have so many different triggers that feeds them that information. And through ClickFunnels, it kind of depends on what you're looking for when it comes to specific triggers, because again, with different business models, they're looking for different things. Like for example, with courses, they're looking for course completions, but with SaaS products like software, they're looking how often you're actually using that specific software. And within ClickFunnels, there's so many different things that can feed you that information, because in one platform you can market and host your entire product. Now, coming in at number 6, even though it can seem very simple, a lot of people get this wrong, and it's going to be the flow of your guys' sales page. So look, this specific page, for example, is going to be the perfect example of this. As you guys see, I only have one step. And look, when it comes to building trust with your guys' audience, one step is going to be not enough. We need to take your guys' customer on a journey, and what ClickFunnels does really well, within those different steps, we can see exactly what step did a specific person fall off of. And the reason why that's great is because we can test different things, and we can really double down on what is working and throw away what is not. And when it comes to ClickFunnels, it's going to be really easy to modify your client's journey. All you got to do is just press the plus button right over here, and we can either add a conditional split path, a split test, or a page. So let's go ahead and add a page. And once we click on the add a page button, it actually gives us different categories of things we can add, ranging from a thank you page, sales page, order page, upsell, order confirmation, opt-in, different stuff like that. Again, I will kind of play around with this to see exactly what is working versus what's not, but you guys are going to get a feel from this the more you try. You just got to remember, you got to add as much value as possible up front, and later on in the journey, you got to add different pieces of urgency to really get that customer across. And once those two variables work together, you guys should be in good shape. Now, I saved the best for last here. So coming in at number 7, we're going to talk about adding social proof to your guys' pages. Now, social proof is huge. Think about it. All the largest brands in the world use it. Think Amazon. It's the best example out there because of how many reviews they have on their pages. And you've probably seen so many companies on their website put trusted by X, Y, and Z. The reason why that's important is because it's acting as borrowed credibility. And that's the thing. Nowadays, it's so easy to just put a website together and look legit. So the more social proof you can add, the better it's going to be. And the best social proof out there is going to be from your clients. Depending on what you're selling, if you're posting testimonials, result, images, or other companies you worked with, that goes a long way. Again, you guys can add these to different parts of your guys' pages just like this, but you just gotta remember, how is this going to stand out compared to the rest? We want to make sure that people notice it and trust exactly what you guys' clients are saying. And with that in mind, the more social proof you guys can add to your guys' funnel, and with the special twist you can add to it, that makes a whole lot of a difference. And there you guys have it. Those are the top 7 strategies to make your guys' funnel convert in a better way. By implementing some of these strategies, you guys are going to be maximizing your revenue while delivering the most amount of value to you guys' customers. Because remember, when it comes to building your guys' business, the more value we can provide to you guys' customers, the more loyal they're going to be towards you guys' business. And if you guys do want to check out the platform for yourself, there is going to be an exclusive link down in the description for you guys to try out with a completely free trial. As you guys know, on this channel, we make videos regarding different tools and platforms to start and grow your guys' business. So if you guys got some value out of this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Till next time, peace.